Hi, it's me, Vamp, and welcome back to the podcast. Whether you're listening to this on Anchor or one of the other podcast sites, or you're listening to this / watching this on YouTube, welcome to the podcast. Now we're going to split it into two parts like we usually do. The first part will be about Warframe, basically like the state of Warframe, what's been going on in Warframe and whatnot. And the second part, we're just gonna go with the flow, stuff that come to mind, because lately, crazy events that have been happening afoot and stuff. So, we're just gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna go with the flow. Okay. So let's start off with Warframe, okay? Now, Warframe is overall, Warframe I think is doing pretty good. Although that may not be the case, we will see. And the reason I say that is because people are okay, that's the thing. People want more things to do. People want things to do faster because, it's a sign of the times that we're in. Right now, that people want a lot more to do, a lot faster to do. And DE is getting stuff still, they're working from home still. Last time I did this podcast episode, I touched down a bit on that Dee's actually working from home. Yep, digital extremes. They're working from home, pumping out the updates and stuff from home. But one could argue that everything started before that. So let me break it down, I guess, in a bit. Okay, so we were announced this latest update, Scarlet Spear, and then the major update before that was actually was the Empyrean. The episode before that was the main episode before that, or rather, update before that was the Kubelet. Well, people did not like the Kubelet at launch. They think the Kubelet has gotten a bit better now, but it took till the end of quarter 1 in the next year to fix, the Kubelet system. This is according to most people, okay? The people I've talked to, what I've seen on the interwebs. Empyrean launched with a lot of bugs, super grindy. Apparently, some people are in consensus that Empyrean, aka Railjack, had gotten a little better, but not better on the same scale as the Kubelet system. So we'll see what happens there in the future. And then we have Operation Scarlet Spear, which is hard to compare to the rest, considering Scarlet Spear is actually an event, whereas, the Kubelet system and Empyrean are like fundamental core gameplay ways to play Warframe. I mean, you could argue whether the Kubelet is or not, but the Empyrean is. Well, you could also argue that, I guess, because both of those you can technically opt out of. You can opt out of Empyrean a lot easier than the Kubelet system, but that's neither here nor there right now. Right now, we're here to talk about the launch of the event, which DE themselves have acknowledged that people do seem to be upset about the recent launch of recent events. Not only will The launch is bad, but that makes the overall event unfortunately bad to a lot of people because first impressions are very important, especially with the times that are currently going on. Everyone had more than enough time to be at home with a fine-tooth picking at stuff with a fine-tooth comb, running through the content like just like a few hours, finish all of it, all that jazz. And then you'll have the media. The media simply can just be like, hey, this update not good, and they can do all this stuff, get people talking, okay? So it's very important now more than ever that the updates go smoothly. But DE has mentioned, back to that, DE actually said that they apologize, but they regret that the updates haven't gone that well, but they do acknowledge that they've seen that the updates haven't gone that well. They also said something which you think would be apparent that they wouldn't have to say, but reading the forums and reading Reddit and on the interwebs, it is very apparent that DE had to say it, which is that they said we did not release an update with the intention of it being bad. Right there, you think they would not have had to say that, but like I said, because of the internet, the things I've seen online, it's more than justified that DE actually did say that, because I'm pretty positive that the conspiracy theory going on right now that DE releases bad updates, then goes back and makes them good updates, and then people think, oh, they want people to think that, oh, they're listening to the fans. I'm pretty sure there is a conspiracy theory like that out there, okay, guys? It would not surprise me one bit. But do I think that way? No, I personally do not think that way, because I think it would hurt DE more than help DE in the long run if they did go that route. Yeah, I honestly would like to believe that they did not go that route. I don't know if any company could go that route long term, especially a free-to-play game. Because remember, Warframe is a free-to-play game. It makes its money from people wanting to buy stuff in the game, like any other free-to-play game. And if there's a bad update, guess what people don't want to do? Yes, the people don't want to buy stuff if it's a bad update. Now, when it comes to Warframe, I will admit I'm a little biased because I'm a Warframe partner. I enjoy Warframe quite a bit. It's my main squeeze, as it were. And then to boot, I'm a content creator. And right now, one of my biggest games, if not the biggest game I cover at the moment as a content creator, is Warframe. So you'll have that. So does that make me biased? A little bit, but at the end of the day, not too much. I am here explaining to you guys the good, the bad, and whatnot, in my opinion. But yeah, that is what's going on with Warframe. And yeah, I guess, well, it's actually been exactly like half the thing probably. So, I think we should take the time to go with the flow. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are going with the flow, and the flow leads me to talk more about Warframe, yo. Sorry about that. Okay, so anyway, so new games have come out. Games I want to check out, honestly. Uh, but the bad thing is the game will probably be super old once I decide to check it out, which is, let's see, that Doom Eternal. I actually do want to check that quite a bit, even though I suck at video games. That doesn't stop me from wanting to check it out. And then after that, well, not after that per se, but I do also want to check out Animal Crossing. Don't judge me, okay? I want to check out Animal Crossing. I think it will be a fun game, okay? So, who knows? Whenever I get money, I may check it out. I may take a leap and check it out. Although, unfortunately, in my mind, I see Animal Crossing as a commitment. Okay, I'll explain. Because Animal Crossing time matches up to your time in real life. The internal clock on your Switch, as it were, it lines up to there. So, if you're not on your yard for a while or your island for a while, you'll get like a lot of weeds and stuff. Basically, you can maintain everything for all intents and purposes. You're walking and everything without getting paid and whatnot. So yeah, I feel like it would be a big giant commitment. And I do not know exactly if you guys are listening to this anywhere, but especially YouTube. Feel free to go to YouTube, go to Warframe Madness, and the latest podcast episode. Leave in the description below what you guys think. Do you guys think Animal Crossing is a commitment? And if it is it a commitment worth venturing into? And then also, since we are going with the flow, I also want to mention that I do have another YouTube channel called Vamp Plays. Feel free to go to youtube.com/VAMPLAYS, or you could just go on the YouTube and search VAMP space PLAYS, and then you'll find the link to my channel. If you want to give it a follow, that will help me quite a bit. It's, if I'm being honest, it's having a little bit of growing pains right now, as it were. But hopefully that gets resolved in the future. And the reason, and I guess we'll talk about Doom now. I mean, I'll be honest, there's not too much happening anywhere at the time to talk too much about, but there are some video games that were released, some indie games are getting released, some major games were pushed back. A lot of my TV shows were pushed back from new episodes and whatnot, but some shows they already have like the season recorded, so they are just letting that play out and whatnot. But yeah, okay. Anyway, Doom Eternal. That's the new Doom. If you haven't played Doom 2016, I recommend playing that first, although I never beat Doom 2016. I just recommend playing Doom 2016 so you can get kind of used to the control scheme. So when you go on Doom Eternal, you can just get into it, play. Although from the looks of it, it reminds me a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn's control scheme, which, that was actually pretty simple for me to get used to. It was very intuitive. Okay, Horizon Zero Dawn, I thought the control scheme was going to be terrible. I took one look at it, I was like, there's no way I'm going to get this. The whole wheel thing, the whole everything. But no, it was very intuitive, like super intuitive. Like, I know what you're thinking. Warframe has a wheel, a gear slot thing, so it should be intuitive just by that. Oddly enough, Warframe's gear slot wheel thing is not that intuitive, believe it or not. I think work could be done on that to make it more go with the flow, if you will. But anyway, back to Doom Eternal. I'm interested to see it, although it seems like it would be an awesome drinking game. So maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll do a drinking game on stream sometime. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. Usually a drinking game is best when someone else is with you, especially if you're streaming, so you don't mess anything up. But I guess it depends on how drunk you plan on getting while streaming. But I don't think there are any stores near me that I could get any alcoholic beverages from. Alcoholic beverages. I sound like an old man. I am an old man. Okay, well, anyway, I just wanted to mention that. I mentioned about the games. I also have been playing a lot more Magic the Gathering Arena lately. Magic the Gathering Arena, it's one of those things that it's slowly but surely getting better and better and better, which is good and good and good. And then, really, I think that's about it. I don't really have too much more to go with for the flow with this time, this hour, this moment in time. I'm actually just stalling right now while I try to think of something because, just going with the flow stuff is a lot harder than you think when it comes to talking about stuff because of the simple fact that it's, oh yeah, I guess I can mention that I'm almost out of energy drinks. I'm almost out of energy drinks. I prefer Monster energy drinks. I'm not sponsored, by the way, but Monster, if you're out there, whether you're listening to this podcast or, listening to me on the YouTube, or maybe someone directed, this video or, this podcast towards you guys and you guys are listening, feel free to, reach out to me, call me. Yes, I did the phone symbol thingy. But yeah. That's all I got actually. I think I'm gonna end the episode. I don't know if these episodes get shorter and shorter or longer and longer, or they're all over the place. I do remember my longest episode though, and the interview I did with D. Marcus. There will be, go back to past podcast episode if you're watching/listening to this on the YouTube. Link in the description below. If you're listening to this on the podcast site, just go back to an earlier episode. I'm not sure what the episode number is, but it definitely was this season, I think. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to catch you guys hopefully in the future episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Sorry I missed it next week. I'll try to catch it. I missed it last week. I'll try to catch it next week. We'll see what happens. With that said, I'll catch you guys in the future. Yes, I'm doing okay. Hopefully you guys are doing okay as well. Later.